What's up, YouTube? My name is Kevin, and I kind of want to talk to you a little bit today about Aflac. I know a lot of people have some questions on, that they want to join Aflac and they want to see what it's all about. And if you're anything like me, you probably searched the entire internet looking for some of your answers because you were approached by a recruiter, you were considering taking the job offer, and you just want to see how you can make your life a little bit better and earn a little bit more income, and also continue and or begin in the insurance industry. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and kind of bring you some talking points today. I'm going to talk about several things. How the scam ordeal, if it's for everyone or if it's not, training, turnover rate, process of landing accounts, um, ideal qualities to have, and what to expect. And just depending on the reviews of this video and see what people how they respond. How many messages I get. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section, or if you want to send me a message, go ahead and give me a message, and I'll try to answer your questions as best I can, as soon as I can. And if you have many questions, then I'll just kind of address them in a different video. Or if there's suggestions of different videos you guys want me to have or make, then I'll just go ahead and do that as well. So I kind of want to go ahead and talk to you today. The first thing I want to say is I am not getting paid by Aflac at all to make this video. This is not an endorsement at all. I just kind of want to help those who have been thinking about, pursuing Aflac as a career, and whether it's the right choice for you. Kind of give you a heads up what to expect, and so on. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a little bit about me. I was actually a sales rep for a cell phone company. I was approached by one of my customers after the transaction was a little over $800. As a joke, I just kind of said, "Wow, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do? And if you need help, let me know, because I'd love to be able to make as good money." And this person, just kind of stood for a second and was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Well, why not? Doesn't hurt to, ever try something new." And so this person went ahead and kind of gave me all the information and talked to me a little bit more in the coming days and weeks. And then, um, long story short, I went ahead and went in for an interview. With Aflac, you're going to have two interviews. I was lucky enough to get the second interview in the same day. Some people have to come back. So I went ahead and I went for the interview. Thought I did pretty good. They gave me the second interview in the same day, and they gave me a list of things that I have to get done in order to be able to get the Aflac contract. So I went ahead. I studied for my test. I never had an insurance license. I've never known anything about insurance. I couldn't even tell you exactly what deductible or premium really meant. Just truly, I was green, green as they come. And some of you probably watching this video are probably either seasoned insurance agents, or someone, or you just green, like I am. So that way, so really right now this video is for you. I'm kind of making it so that way you have a good understanding of what you're going to be getting yourself into. All right, so the first thing that happened after that, I got my insurance license, and then I just went ahead and I signed the contract with Aflac, and was sent to sales school, and the rest is history. But I'll cover that later. But first talking point that I want to bring up today is, and I want to debunk this because it's outrageous. What's out there in the internet. It is not a scam. I'll repeat, it is not a scam. It's not a pyramid scheme. Okay. The products are truly great. The company is a great company to work for. That's just, all in all, hands down, it's a good company to work for. Um, it really helps people out in a time of financial distress, because, if you have an accident claim, you were in a car accident, the doctor wrote you out for what, 10 weeks or so. You happen to have an accident policy and a short-term disability. I mean, that keeps you from living under a rock. I mean, truly, hands down, it works. The products are wonderful. People love their Aflac. At least most people do. I can't speak for everyone because a lot of people have had, left a sour taste in their mouth because, the agent wasn't good, or, they were just, careless. They just wanted to check and run. Um, and I've heard many stories about that. Now, again, the products are wonderful. You can get products as little as $5, per paycheck, and to cover yourself, your body, from harm, and even the accident policy carries a life insurance kind of thing. If you can get killed in a head-on car collision, common carrier, um, stuff like that, you've got a life insurance policy along with what you're just paying, a measly $5 or a little over $6 or something like that, per paycheck. Something happens and you've got a family to look out after. I mean, you get killed, good forbid that it doesn't happen. Um, but just it can help people out. But so there's that. It's not a scam. A lot of people see it because they worked as agents, and then they got their contract canceled or something like that. Or they just feel as if though it is a scam, and I'll go into a little bit more why people think it's a scam. So, all right, the second talking point that I really want to talk about is it's not for everyone. I mean, if you're the kind of person that likes to just eat chips and stay at home, it's not for you. I'm just going to tell you it's not for you. Um, some of the harder things, I'll tell you, whenever I was going through um, starting up with Aflac and considering taking the job opportunity with it, um, I laid awake in bed at night many of nights, because it is commission only. I've read horrible reviews. One of the famous one that sticks out in my head right now is, "Don't walk, run." I think that was on Glassdoor.com, and it was insane. Some of these people, and I get it. Every experience may be different for people. I mean, I haven't had that bad of an experience. Um, or really, I mean, yeah, it hasn't been a very bad experience. It's been a very good so far. Um, and the one thing that really scares people and scared me to death many of nights is commission only. There is no base pay. There is no base pay. I repeat, there's no base pay. It's commission only. So if you land an account, it took you, whatever. Let's say you have $0 in your bank account, and you landed an account, you enrolled 10 people, and it paid you out $1,000 or $1,200 or something like that. I mean, that's $1,200 you can make in easily 3 to 4 hours. Just talking to people, signing them up, and at the end of the day, you submit your transmittals. There you go. You've got $1,200 in a matter of 4 hours. It's not bad at all. So it is pretty scary because it's not for everyone. It's commission only. Some people can't just survive off of that, and it is difficult. I'll tell you that. Another reason why I tell people it's not for everyone, it's you have to go out and get it for yourself. You have to literally physically put yourself in your car, go out, and go to different businesses and look for the business yourself. Um, it's one of those where a lot of people don't really understand. You're like, oh, Aflac, yeah, I'd love to work for that company. It's whatever, it's great. But whenever you really realize that, you're not getting paid gas money, you're not getting paid for food, oil changes, so on, your car payments. I mean, this is literally, you go out in your car. If you land an account, if you go out prospecting or canvassing, and you land an account, you write that account, you'll get paid. That's really your return of investment there. That's just how it is. So it's not for everyone, and you need to have a frame of mind to get it, to hustle. I mean, you're basically a hustler, and that's and you have to be a salesman too. I would say some people are lucky enough they have a way with words with people, and they're not necessarily sales savvy, and they've never had a sales job, so that and they make great success out of it. But next topic I really want to talk about, that's I want to get the bad ones out of the way, because everyone is focused on the bad, because I can see, it sticks out, it's just bad news is always the one that just kind of, just precedes any. Um, the next thing I want to talk about is turnover rate. A lot of people have also read, turnover. Why do you think the turnover rate is so high? It's a scam. Run. No. Turnover rate is very high. Yes, because Aflac realizes that it's not for everyone. Not many people can go out there and make it happen. They don't have the willpower to do it. They just, they're lazy. They don't have that structure. They punch a time clock 9 to 5. No, it's basically you go out there. You can take lunch or as many breaks as you want. You can take lunch for 2 hours if you really wanted to. You can go to Ruby Tuesday and hang out for 2 hours, and then go out again. But it's all depending on you. So you're gonna make as much effort as you put into it. That's just how it goes. So another one, I think this one is kind of hits home for me, because my previous job and several other jobs that I've had adequate training. With Aflac, I have not. I didn't have the best of training. It's and if considering for them, if it is the best of training, then it's not enough in my opinion. Um, Luckily, I know about sales, so I kind of know what I have to do to be able to make it. Um, Training, expect to train yourself. Truly, all in all, expect to train yourself most of the time. You can have questions. What I would do is, if you have questions, go ahead and write them down. You can write them down as much. The next time you talk to your DSC, again, for those people who are not green or are not as insurance savvy, your DSC in Aflac, or I guess in any company, is your district sales coordinator. They're basically your boss, your manager. Um, so if you have a good DSC, write them all down, and then just kind of ask them later, hey, what's this, what's that? I came across this, and then hopefully they'll give you all those answers. Write them down so that way you have them and you know them. Another thing I want to talk about is, so now that I've kind of gotten the bad stuff out of the way, I kind of want to talk about the good part, or just what really how everything goes. Process of landing accounts. Basically, okay, so this is how it works. You go out and you get in your car, all right? You prospect and you ask for an appointment. So that means you literally go door to door, okay? You get out in your car. You have to get ready for the day and get in your car and you go prospect. You go door to door and you introduce yourself. You mention that you're with Aflac, and you ask for an appointment. People can say no. You're going to get a lot of no's. That's probably what turns a lot of people away from Aflac, and they just quit Aflac, and that's why they say it's a scam, and and turnover rate is high because they get told no a lot, they get discouraged, and then they go on. So you prospect, you ask for the appointment. So let's say ideally, if everything goes correct according to plan, let's say I've got a little grocery business, and I've got 15 employees, right? So let's say I've got those 15 employees, and you came to me and you told me, hey, my name is, so and such, and I'm with Aflac, and I was wondering if you have, some 10 or 15 minutes, next Tuesday that I can go over with you, see how you can offer employee benefits to your employees, and it doesn't cost you a thing, you know. And let's say I say, sure, no problem. Yeah, let's come in on Tuesday around 3 o'clock. Okay. You go ahead and you show up at 3 o'clock. You give your presentation. You talk to them about what Aflac has to offer. And let's say if I'm convinced, I'm like, you know what, that's pretty cool, and it doesn't cost me a thing. Sure, why not? You go with it, and um, what you do at that moment is you get what's called an AAOD. That's a form you have to fill out, and you have them fill out a part of it, and you fill out the rest. Um, you call Aflac headquarters. They can set up the account for you, and they set everything. They give you a writing number. Excuse me, not a writing number, but they'll give you a number so that way your account number. The group is what they call the group number. They'll give you that, and then you punch that into your computer. You download the group. All that's ready to go, and they speak to the employer and just make sure that he provides his tax ID. Everything is good, and that's it. So you set an enrollment date right before you leave. You said, "All right, sir, let's or ma'am, let's set an appointment for, let's say, Friday. Friday I'll come in, and usually what I'll do is I'll offer, hey, if I'm going to be coming in for lunch or probably early on in the day, I'll say, well, you know what, listen, this is what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and bring in some pizza, some drinks, and kind of bring him some lunch, and just set me up in a little corner, and I'll go ahead and call him one at a time. And then from there, you just kind of you set your enrollment date. You come back on that date. You enroll people. You enroll the employees. You talk to them about the products, the different products that you have, and to offer, and they can tell you yes or no, and you write them. You put them into the computer, and then once you finish with that account, you've gone through all 15 employees. Most of them have said yes or no or whatever the case may be. After you submit, at the end of the day, you'll submit what's called your transmittals. And you submit your business, what you wrote that day, everything. And then you'll receive, you'll check on your status page, your dashboard. It's called dashboard. And you'll see all the stuff that you wrote, and you'll have money in your bank account in 24 to 48 hours. And it's great because what other job can you just walk in somewhere, enroll some people, and, write, $10,000 worth of business? You get a certain commission up front, and then the other is residual. Residual means where you get it monthly. I know that sounds dumb to really even explain, but some people don't really understand everything, so I kind of want to make everything as blatant and very layman's terms. So you get paid 24 to 48 hours, and it's crazy because you can make easily $1,200, $1,300 in a matter of working 4-hour day or even an 8-hour day. I mean, some people get paid $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $14 an hour. Shoot, I just made $1,400 in an 8-hour day. That's an entire work day for somebody. I made what they make in a week, maybe, or 2 weeks. Hell, maybe even a month. So, those are things to consider that I've got that I've really, if people don't really realize it, because sometimes they don't even land accounts, so that's why they say it's a scam. It doesn't work, whatever, so on and so forth. But another talking point that I want to talk about is ideal qualities to have. Ideal qualities to have, and I mean these not lightly, because it is It's tough, especially if you're having to put in your own money. You're not getting paid by Aflac to do this. You have to put in your own money for gas, travel, put the mileage on your car. I mean, all this stuff. You know, it does wear you down a little bit. But qualities to keep on you all the time is be kind. If you're one of these people that have a bad attitude or anything, I'm sorry. It's not gonna work out for you. Be kind because you never know what you may be prospecting today may yield an account 6 months from now, and then that account that you thought you lost and they told you no at first, or they weren't too sure about it. They kind of wanted you to come back every once in a while, and if you feel like you were being toyed with, who knows? You may could write all of their employees. In fact, the employer will probably say everybody is going to take coverage out. I'm going to pay half of it, and so that way they only pay half of it, but I make sure that everybody has coverage, and they may even give you a bunch of referrals. So out of that one account that caused you so much headache and so much pain, could yield a lot, a lot of referrals. So that could help. So be kind. That's one. The second quality that I would say is very key is maintain energetic and enthusiastic. If you're excited about what you have to offer, you could possibly get someone else excited about what you have to offer. That's a big thing, because if you come in there saying, "Hey, my name is so and so. I'm with Aflac. Can I talk to you one day about Aflac for a little bit?" Chances are they're going to tell you no. You got to be enthusiastic. Just tell them, "Hey, just come in, with a smile. Smile. Always keep smiling. It doesn't hurt to smile. But remain enthusiastic and energetic and optimistic. That's a very big one too. Remain optimistic. Let them talk and let them, kind of give their piece. If they have any questions, just, listen to them. Another thing is remain energetic and enthusiastic. As many no's as you get, you're going to get a lot of no's. Typically, what they say that the ratio is for every 20 to 25 no's, you're going to get one yes. And that's not a promise that you're going to get an appointment with them, but could be that, or you'll probably get an appointment with them, but it may just be where not enough people sign up, or you lose that account, or whatever. That's something to consider, is learn to take no for an answer at least, but then come back and just touch base with them in about a month or so. You never know; it could definitely help you out, because sometimes no doesn't mean no. It means I don't know enough about Aflac to really tell you yes, to give you an appointment, to give you time of day, to come in and offer my employees any kind of benefits. I don't know you, kind of deal. So try to be as informative but short and sweet, and be enthusiastic and optimistic. Remain optimistic at all times. Learn how to listen to people, and you'll be rewarded. You'll be surprised as to what you can accomplish. All right, and one big thing, and I haven't experienced this myself, but I know a lot of people. Uh, Everyone wants to get paid. Everyone likes money. I love money. I don't see how anyone doesn't. Um, but be compassionate. Don't, just because you want a fat paycheck, you know, don't try to sell a single mom with two kids struggling to make ends meet every policy in the book. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Okay. Um, I mean, you can do what you will, you know, uh, but be compassionate, because if you show compassion, you don't want to leave somebody insurance poor. You truly don't. It's and also, do they really need all that coverage? Again, like I said, just because you want a fat paycheck, don't try to capitalize on everybody and try to take advantage. Okay, but with that being said, I'll tell you one thing. Um, the people who take out the most coverage are usually the ones who live paycheck to paycheck. Um, waitresses, waiters, bartenders, um, people like that, hair salons. Those are big people that will thrive off of just either an accident policy or short-term disability, especially the short-term disability. Nail salons, hair salons, places like that. Those are big for short-term disability. That's to cover your paycheck. In case you cannot work for a certain period of time, it'll cover a paycheck. It'll give you some money, so that way you can make your bills monthly. And Aflac really does a very good job of that. So again, be compassionate, but if they truly say, "Hey, I want all of this," don't worry. I've got it. Don't ask any questions. Just go with it, but don't try to capitalize on one person or several because you want a fat paycheck. You know. Um, and lastly, towards the end of this video, I want to talk about what to expect whenever you first get a hold of the Aflac contract, and what to expect. What's going to be the order of operations, basically. Um, First things first is you're going to have to get your producer license, which is your accident, health, and sickness license. You can get your life insurance. Um, Aflac offers life insurance. It's not the best, but it is a little something. It's a little bit more affordable for people who can't afford like a crazy, like $1 million or 300,000 or more than a $300,000 life insurance policy. Um, it's a little bit cheaper, but you do have to get your life insurance license. That's a whole different license. Um, I don't have mine yet, and I've been okay without it. Now, with that being said, the accident policy also comes with a life insurance policy attached with it, so for the same price. All right, so you get your license, and the next order of business would be you sign your contract with Aflac. After you've had your your interview and everything is golden, you sign your contract, and you go ahead, you sign your contract, you meet the district team. They'll usually introduce you to a few people. You'll have how it worked for me was that I had my first order of business. I got my insurance license. I signed my contract. They handed me a trunk with a few little things here and there, a few little goodies, and also I had a meeting with my RSC. That's your regional sales coordinator, and they kind of go over an entire day with you of what to expect. How things work. They go over every single policy with you. They talk to you about it, and it just just a fun-filled day. It's a long day usually, but so you sign your contract, you meet the district team, and you're sent to sales school for 2 days. They'll send you to, it could be an hour, 2, 3 hours away. You'll go to sales school, and the way that works is they'll set you up in a hotel. They'll set up the conference room or suite or whatever, and you usually they will pay for the night for you to stay the night at the hotel. They'll feed you. They'll provide you with extra stuff for training and for your job too. They'll give you folders, pens, and so on. So you're sent to sales school for 2 days. Sometimes you'll have some invited speakers. Sometimes you won't. They'll go over what it is to sell. Like they'll talk to you about how to present Aflac, and just basically, basic training for that. for that kind of stuff. And so after your second day, the second day is usually the longest one. Um, they'll go ahead and actually, excuse me, it's actually the shortest day. And then the next thing, next order of business, the next day is that they'll tell you is you have to go ahead and prospect with your DSC, and you prospect. So you go door to door. They usually go the first day with you, and they will, um, take the entire day. Usually, that's theoretically that's how it's supposed to be. Not always the case. Um, but you go out and prospect, and you try to land some appointments so that way you can get the ball rolling. But so far, that's in a nutshell. That's what to expect from Aflac. I know a lot of you probably still have some questions, like how certain things work, what to expect here, what to expect there. Um, it's, I think, all in all, it's a hard job. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not for everyone. Sometimes, if you're looking at literally your last $30, um, and you're debating whether you're going to spend it on groceries to eat and survive, or you're going to spend it on gas to put in your car in order to land some accounts so that way you can make more money. It's hard, it's truly, it's one of those where it's, like I said, it's not for everyone. And some people are not in the best of financial statuses to be able to just go on a whim and, aimlessly drive um, everywhere and, try to land some accounts. Um, so, that's just all so far. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, or give it a thumbs down, I guess. Or forever hold your peace. But if you have any questions, send me a message. Send me a comment down in the comment section, and I'll try to respond to you as best I can, as soon as I can. And to see, if this is successful, then I'll just go ahead and continue making videos and keep you guys posted. Another couple of ideas that I wanted to do is talk to you and show you some tips and tricks, especially for you guys who are already agents. Help you out a little bit like that. See what has helped me, and or maybe something that could just better your career with Aflac. But all in all, I think that's all that I've got. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, let me know. All right, thanks.